just wanted to come on to tell you the story of Junior. This time last year, I wasn't doing good at all, in the least bit. Nothing, I was still kind of dealing heavily with postpartum depression and depression in general. I had moved to an amazing school, but I wasn't quite sure how or why that move was so amazing. I wasn't processing things. I was tired. I was fatigued. I wasn't trying. So things got really, 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 really bad. And there was this day in September that was the worst of the worst. And what I was trying to do, it wasn't in God's plan. It just wasn't. And He had a plan for me. The very next day is when He reminded me of exactly who He is. So I'm at a new school. I don't know anyone. I'm from Albany, Georgia, living in Clayton County. I don't know nobody. So the day after, the morning after, one of my coworkers whom I didn't speak to like that, we didn't talk. Remember, this September, I'm new at the school. I'm doing my bulletin board and I see her coming straight towards me. And you know that divine feeling when you know something without being told this is what's going to happen. It was that. I felt her connection from down the hallway. Literally, I knew she was coming to see me. She was coming to see this oldest. She was coming to talk to me, and she had a purpose. So she comes to me and she was like, "Can I speak to you for a little bit inside your classroom?" There were no kids yet because it's the morning time. And I said, "Sure." And so she asked me, once we got into the classroom and we closed the door, she asked me if I believed in prophecy. And I do, but at the time I had stopped believing in, how do I say this? I never stopped believing in God. I felt like He wasn't moving in my life. When I prayed, I felt like He answered my prayers as it related to others. But as far as my prayers that related to me as a mom, not as a mom, because He watched over my baby, but as a wife and finances and all of that stuff, like I kind of felt like a lot of things were not there. There were some very distinct things that I had been asking God for and saying to God. So let me just start off by saying that first. A lot of people don't believe in prophecy because there's a lot of people out here being false prophets. There's a lot of people out here lying and saying they, got this certain gift, and then you allow them to come in and manifest a whole bunch of mess. You can't do that. It was the fact that I felt this woman's presence. I felt her intentions. I felt her devotions when she was coming towards me. I knew she had a purpose. It was like I had been so spiritually closed off, but I felt that. So get into the classroom and she's like, "Okay, I know this is weird, but last night I was praying for myself and I was praying for my daughter. And God put your name on my heart." She didn't know me. She did not know me. He told me to tell you. And she begins to list everything. Things I had not shared with anybody. Ain't no way. No way. No way. This woman didn't know me. Nobody at the school knew me. Specific things that I had spoken with God about. She was just, He said, when you said this, this is this. I showed up here, and like just revealing things to me. And there's no way she could have known. Even down to the prayer that happened the day before when I was being stupid, blurted it out. So that's when I caught hope to my faith again, right? So that was the beginning of this journey, whether I knew it or not. September. So you fast forward and, end of September, Jordan's 2 years old. Me and my husband decided, okay, things are getting better. I graduated with my master's in creative writing. It's about that time to, start trying for number two. You know the first process. You know the process was scary for us. You know the story of the multiple miscarriages. If you don't, I'll link the video of our journey to Jordan. So the journey to our second child was even more terrifying because it's just like I had not had a cycle. I only had one cycle, and it was medically induced with medicine. So in going on 3 years, I had not had a natural cycle since I had the C-section with Jordan. Not to mention my C-section, the scar took over 4 months to heal. Like, it's just, nothing was the same. Nothing, my body wasn't right. I still had breast milk coming out. The doctors didn't want to give me the medicine they just wanted to do the whole enchilada again. The whole doctor ring up a bill cocktail again. So every time I would be like, it's my prolactin level because I never stopped with my breast milk. Oh, well, let's just take your bloods for the prolactin. Okay. So I'm already frustrated. I already don't want to do this because I know y'all giving me the runaround. This is what I'm thinking. I know y'all giving me the runaround. I'm frustrated. I'm like, it's the same. Y'all literally trying to do the same thing. You're getting upset when I call you out on it. I don't need this blood work. It even got down to the point where it was like I had to take an MRI. Found the prolactin, even though the whatever. So, fast forward to November when they found the tumors. And, even then it was just like, let's see if we can find something else. I'm like, no, we're going to focus on this because my sole thing is lowering my prolactin levels and trying to have my baby. So, they put me on medication to regulate my prolactin. The beginning of December, I had maintained contact with this coworker who is now a genuine friend of mine. She's like a mentor. I love her. I genuinely love her because she's on a journey of her own. And it takes a lot of courage, especially in this day and time when people is like trying to be super woke and not, it's just so hard to step out on faith and really do what she did for me. So, and that's a whole nother conversation about the whole woke God thing. Yeah, I did whole nother conversation probably on a whole nother channel. But anyways, another morning she comes to my classroom before the kids get there, and she said God had tasked her with something else. That task was she was to pray over my womb. This beautiful soul got down on her knees, placed her hand on my belly, on my womb, and she began to speak. She told me that God had told her, speak these words specifically. And she began to speak. Now, I've had people lay their hands on me before. And I'm not saying that their prayers did not manifest because my mama's prayers is something serious. But never have I ever been prayed on and had the reaction be immediate. You hear about people saying fairy tales in the Bible, things of that sort. Okay. This wasn't no fairy tale. It was something like that. It wasn't no fairy tale. As she had her hand on my belly, on my womb, as she was speaking life into it, because she said that God wanted to bring forth a seed. Underneath her hand, my womb began to shift. It felt as if it was a baby in there already moving around and kicking. It began to shift, pushing her hand and all of that. I've never in my life. So this is in December. So come January, it was on Thursday. I want to say it's January 16th, but I don't know. Date check me. It was on a Thursday though, because I had to stay after school for PTO, whatever. So when I was getting ready to go get some food, she come down there, she check on me. She checked on me often. And she looks at me and she said, "Are you glowing? You look different." And I'm sitting up here. I had not had a period yet. I felt tired, but I felt tired a lot, you know. I'm a teacher. I had to go and pick up a new prescription for the tumors. And when I was in Walmart, you know, as I'm looking, something said, get a pregnancy test. And I'm like, nope. I'm not going to start this obsessive. I'm doubting, talking myself down. And some said, kill that. Go get a pregnancy test. I was going to still be defiant. So I went over and I got the cheap one. So now I get the real one. Okay, fine. I'm only going to get one. So get home that night and I pee in a cup. I sit on the tub. My daughter is right there with me. And I didn't wait long before that second line came up. I'm pregnant. I told Jory to go take the pregnancy test to my husband. He was like, how long you been running? He thought I had known. I did not know. I had just found out. And I immediately felt fear. So the next morning I told my coworker, I asked her, I said, how'd you know? She said, how did I know what? And I said, I'm pregnant. She takes off running down the hallway crying, you know, happy for me. And I automatically knew I was having this baby. He was perfectly fine, and it was a boy. So she has a mentor of her own. And that mentor was like, you've connected to somebody who is spiritually strong, but weak right now. Keep on pouring into her life. And she pregnant? I feel like she's pregnant. And I feel like it's going to be a boy. It's a boy. It's not a feel. It's a boy. So, you know, I had already felt that. 2 other people confirmed it. And I said, you couldn't tell me any different. So when we got the gender reveal, that day I started to doubt it. I'm like, you know what? I've been real arrogant about this or whatever. Nonetheless, got the doggone gender reveal thing. It's a boy. Obviously, because I didn't have a period, you know, I didn't know what my due date would be. But remember how I told you it started in September? Yeah, Junior's coming this month in September. I said that to say I had a rough start. Throughout this pregnancy, I have gained so much strength. I'm unapologetic as a mom. I'm unapologetic as a wife. I'm fierce. I got this whole I wish you would attitude. Think what you want. It is what it is. Like God has given me so much strength and has shown me so much because I've allowed myself to just open up to it. And I'm not talking about that stuff that we did when we was growing up in the church and it just seemed like what you were supposed to do because everybody else was doing. I'm not talking about that. To each his own. I'm talking about that deep spiritual relationship with God where that thing is real. Like you ain't saying all the words that sound right. You saying all the words that are honest and true. And he just, I have not had that since I was in college and since I gave birth to my daughter. Like I have not had. But this journey has been so different because I was so far gone. I was so angry. My faith was a mustard seed, literally. And he sent somebody. He sent the right person. Couldn't have been anybody he knew exactly how I was. He knew I would try to debunk it. And late in the midnight hour, when I thought all hope was gone and I was done with my own plan, he laughed. And now we're getting ready to welcome our son. Remember how I said when I got pregnant with Jordan, I thought she was a boy because God had told me earlier that year that he was going to send me a son. Then when I got pregnant with Jordan, found out she was a girl, I was like, I'm going to have more than one child. God fulfilled his promise. In September, he started our journey to Junior. And full circle, Junior's about to be here in less than 6 days. I said it before. God is real. That thing deep. It's complex. You have to seek it. I know sometimes it feels like that thing is, you don't feel nothing. You know, like it's just get angry. You look around, you comparing stuff, you comparing people, you comparing your different situations. Girl, I get it. I get it. I get it. People try to tell you how to feel. The scriptures that they give you don't work. They don't feel that emptiness like it's I get it. But trust the process, you know? Trust God. Even when you don't want to. Especially when you don't want to. Because I'm sitting up here. He kicking me. I'm mad. Because I'm praying. I ask God, go ahead and let this baby come on out. Right? Again, trying to tell him, this when I want this. But like I said with Jordan, I'm sitting up here like, this legit about to happen. I hope that you take something from this. Because I'm not the type that like to pray out loud. I'm not the type that's going to reach out unless I really feel like I need to catch you. I'm not the type that's going to speak out and, no, y'all need to get this right. No, I'm not that type. I can just tell you from my experience. But trust God. And pray that this baby come on. Oh, and another thing. Before he was confirmed, I had this dream. I had a dream with Jory. But I had a dream with Junior as well. In this dream, my daddy was holding my son. My daddy is not dead. But, he was holding my son. And he looked just like my dad. Me and my dad. With scattered eyebrows. He had a mean mug like his daddy. Like Javay does not smile much. You have to work for it. Same with Jordan. You have to work for her smile. So my daddy's holding Junior. And he introduces him to me as Ryan. He said, this is Ryan. And I'm sitting here thinking, I would name my son Ryan. I'm going to name my son after Javay. My first son after his father. And, he hands him over to me. And the way this little boy looking at me, it was like, I'm water in the desert. I'm ready for this mother-son relationship. So, looking into his eyes, it shook me awake. 3 something in the morning. I don't want to give a specific date, a specific time, be wrong. So I look it up on my phone, the name Ryan, the meaning, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie. Even though I knew this baby was coming, the devil find his ways where, that doubt. Honey, you know what the name Ryan means? Gift from God. His signature. Same signatures he stamped on my pregnancy during Jordan. Same ones. You can't tell me nothing. You can't. You can't tell me I'm brainwashed. Because my connection is deep. And it's spiritual. And it's been confirmed time and time again. It's not ritualistic. It's not shouting. That's not me. It is my own personal walk, my own personal interactions, who I am in the raw form, in my ugliest times, is how God loves me. You better try him. But all right, I've talked enough. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah.